Caleb Maupin, an activist and political commentator, joins us now from New York with more on this story. Caleb, thank you very much for being with us.
Sure.
Now, the pipe that ruptured and leaked oil was more than 60 years old. What does this tell us about the infrastructure of America's fuel system?
Well, all across the United States, there are problems with the infrastructure. The water in the United States is largely not being purified and is not clean and safe in some areas. You have bridges that are falling apart. And all of the money that should be going to take care of these basic societal needs is going to war. You know, billions and billions of dollars are spent every day to bomb and destroy people with high-tech drones and all kinds of weapons. But basic societal health is being neglected at the expense, and war comes first in the U.S. budget.
Now, a recent report from the Department of Transportation has stated that almost an oil spill every single day. What's going on in this industry?
Well, the oil companies they exist to make profits. They're not interested in keeping people safe. They're not interested in they're interested in making profits. They're for-profit institutions, and that's what they're about. And in financial terms, they refer to the cost, whether to the environment or to the people or to your workers. They refer to those things as externalities. Those are external. You don't calculate them into the final cost. Oil companies are trying to make money. They're profit-making institutions, and if people are killed, these things are secondary to the first concern, which is to make profits.
Now, bringing things into the mainstream just a bit, regular oil spills are very difficult to clean up. This particular pipe was carrying heavy tar sand crude. That is especially difficult to clean up. The proposed Keystone pipeline will carry this same type of a product from Canada all the way to Texas. Will this incident have any impact on that project, do you think?
Well, we can hope it will, because there have been massive demonstrations against the Keystone pipeline. There have been demonstrations in Washington, D.C., in Canada, and other places. You know, people really need to reconsider, the fact that the oil, these are all about profits. It's about making money, and that money is coming at the expense of human life, the expense of the earth, the expense of basic societal health. So millions of people are waking up, but the Democratic and Republican parties are very much working for the people, for the oil companies and the banks that have money to be made off of this destruction. So, it's a matter of the people being in the streets and fighting for justice. That will be the determining factor.
Now, you mentioned that expense, the expense of the people, the expense of the health of the people. What are the potential hazards to the Arkansas community that was affected by this incident?
Oh, I mean, the effects could linger on for decades. The drinking water could be affected. The growth of plants. People can suffer from this. We won't know for maybe 50 years the results that this will have. This is an outrage, and it's unfortunate that the government has not stepped in to protect people. And if that means restricting the interests of profit-making corporations and oil companies, that's what needs to happen. But the result is that the people need to be in the streets, and they need to stand up to these profit-making oil companies that are in the interest. They're trying to make money. They're about making profit, and so they're going to harm people in the process. We're externalities as far as they're concerned.
And briefly, in your opinion, do you think that the government will take any action against Exxon over this spill?
The only hope we have for the government taking action against Exxon is if the people force them to do it. Every positive gain that has ever come in the struggle, whether it's labor protections, whether it's environmental legislation in the past, it's all come through being in the streets, through demonstrating, and through organizing, and through fighting back. The government, this is a capitalist government. It works for the banks and the corporations, and it will do what they say unless the people intervene and fight back.
All right. Thank you very much for your thoughts on the subject. Caleb Maupin, always interesting to talk to you, an activist and political commentator. Thanks for being with us here on RT.
And thank you.